Welcome everyone. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day. I'm pretty tired, but I had like a micro nap on the couch and another coffee, and I think I'm good. We will have no technical difficulties today. I'm sure of it. Thank you for welcoming me to my own stream. That's the first. That's the first time that's happened. All right, so we're going to talk about a lot of new free plugins from the past week or so. One of them, finally, I got installed. All of yesterday, I was trying to get it working. And just this morning, just in the past 5 minutes, I got it installed, authorized, and loaded. There's also a new virtual instrument. Well, is a virtual instrument. It's a decent sampler patch that I created from my drum machine. I learned a lot in that process, and it's been pretty fun and interesting and a different challenge. We'll be looking at that, at how I made that and how you can get that. I will be sharing that for free. As well, I got a new reverb hardware, which is pretty fun, and that got used on the new drum sample library. All right, so let's start off with some audio industry news. There's a ton of new free stuff over the past, not even counting Black Friday, but like pretty much the weeks since Black Friday. There's been a ton of new stuff, and one of them is Cherry Audio's Synth Expander Module, also known as SEM, which is a Oberheim emulation. And this is absolutely free. So I'm not going to download and demo this. That will just take too long, but my friend Alex over at Vulture Culture has done a comparison of another Oberheim SEM, officially licensed, sort of authorized from GeForce. So that's like a 2-hour video that is linked in the description. This is a great demo that he did live. Free plugin, a long demonstration and comparison of this to the other one. And I think maybe comparison to hardware, Oberheim as well. But he knows a ton of the history of this stuff that just goes over my head. Anyways, next is from Bertom Audio, Vocal Compressor. And this is just a very basic look-ahead, program-dependent, soft knee compressor made for vocals. So I haven't tried this out yet. It looks interesting. This is free or pay what you want. And it should just be basically like one slider for controlling how much compression and one for the overall output level. And then you can kind of adjust like the high frequency sensitivity. I think this is going to be similar to a LA2A optical compressor. And again, links are in the description. Next, we've got Klanghelm's new TENS reverb. What we're seeing here is the full-size version of it. There also is a simple one module or one model version of this. It's a spring reverb based on the AKG Studio Spring. And this one has a bunch of different models. And if you look for, I forget where it is, go to downloads and you get 10 free TENS Junior. It's the little brother of TENS and features Tank A of TENS Model 5. It'll give you an idea of how TENS performs CPU-wise, quality-wise, and yeah, consider getting that full price for $24. A nice studio quality spring reverb with some extras, with EQs, with envelopes and LFOs and stuff like that. Pretty neat. Next is Lofi Oddity, Degradation Toy Box, they call it. Really neat UI. All this stuff moves around and stuff as you're playing audio through it. Just a neat lo-fi plugin. A great demo video here. I love the like Windows 95 sort of style of this demo video. But if you're looking for some sort of lo-fi plugin that's got like bit crushing, that has like cassette tape stuff, this is sort of effects taken from their other larger plugins, Digitalis and Sketch Cassette. And yeah, again, this is free. I'll probably end up downloading this, but I don't have it installed at this moment. And then the last free plugin that we'll mention is Noctua, which is a UVI library made by Venus Theory and UVI. So this is cinematic sound effects sorts of synthesizer. So lots of layers of hardware synths, of effects, of electromagnetic pickup, all layered together. There's a sequencer, step sequencer built in, lots of effects. And I did just manage to get this downloaded and installed. So UVI Workstation is a free plugin. You do need iLok for this library and I think for UVI Workstation in general, but they did release this one as a free plugin. If you've never used UVI Workstation before, it'll come up like this. And you may be confused about what you do first. So double click to open browser. So you double click here. And then there's all these different lists of what you have installed or places or devices. So the main thing to look for is the sound banks section. So Noctua by Venus Theory is what we're looking at today. And let's take ambience and double click on the first preset. Cool. So there's 3 different layers, it looks like. 3 filters, tremolo, there's amp, envelope, sequencer, and effects. This is my first impressions with it. I'm not going to be able to explain all this stuff quickly to you. There is several videos already made about this on the UVI channel and on Venus Series channel. The sound of post-burrito dinner. Nice. So I'm going through the different sections by these buttons here within the instrument. And then there's also the effects section, which is more of the the global workstation section. And there's effects for the preset. There's effects for the part. There's also an arpeggiator, sort of global per instrument. And this is a multi-instrument. You can have, I don't know, 64, something like that, instruments in here simultaneously, and you just set them to different MIDI channels. So that's the first one. Once you have a preset loaded, you can click the previous and next buttons at the top, these left and right arrows. It will load the next one. Let's do headphones. Pretty neat. We'll just do a couple of the ambience ones. Okay, and if we want to go back to the list, we can just double click on the preset name. Let's jump over to bass. Okay, so we're at the preset Abyss in the bass category. So the mod wheel seems to be linked to different things in each preset, and I'm not sure where they're linked. I see the mod wheel moving, but I don't see any of the individual parameters moving. It's probably a setting somewhere. I don't know UVI well enough to know. Okay, so that's a couple of the basses. Let's do one more. Very cool stuff. This one's called Bender in the effects category. Yeah, really cool stuff. And here's a lead. That one's pretty loud. But these are fun. Let's jump over to the sequence section. This one's called Drive. Yeah, that one's great. I love that one. I was just playing a D in different octaves just to see how that one changes. There's a lot more you can do with this. You can go into every single parameter and tweak it and make a bunch more presets. But that's where we're going to leave this for today. There's lots more stuff to do in the stream. Download this if you can get it. If this is at all interesting for trailer music, for scoring, for video game sound design, all this stuff. There's some amazing sounds in here. Just to geek out on the different sounds is fun. So that's it for UVI Workstation. Let's do some questions and comments. Gemex, you were saying you uninstalled Kontakt. I think recently UVI started to feel like a alternative to Kontakt, and Decent Sampler is a nice free alternative to Kontakt. Of course, there are paid libraries as well for that. It's started to become pretty popular. Piano Book is kind of like the big collection of this stuff. You go to Decent Sampler. Is there an actual... I don't think there's an actual number of patches. But I remember David made a video saying that there was over 100 libraries for this. And from within the Decent Sampler plugin, there's a bunch listed right here. I think I've got all, or nearly all the free ones. There's some great free ones from Venus Theory and others, but those ones stand out to me. Here's one from The Void. This is a preset called Bells of Emptiness. That bass just tickles my ears in a really nice way. Here's alt strings. Motor Lab. Oh, I crashed. It's just as stable as Kontakt. Yeah, so it crashes Reaper just like Kontakt, so it's like, you know, just as good as the industry standard. At this point, we talked for over an hour about making a decent sampler library of a drum machine, and this was edited down to about a 35-minute video, and that will be posted separately on the channel. Please check it out. Jason, your question about the UI for Decent Sampler, let me quickly show you that. Preset Editor Beta. It looks like this, which looks pretty nice. I couldn't make any progress with it. I don't think you could start from scratch with this. Preset Editor. You can see the layers, how it's looped, looping or one-shot mode. There's various parameters here that you can edit. I don't know. I found it really hard to use. I tried it, but I made more progress faster by just using the code. I did try it first, but I didn't think it was worth mentioning before. Let's change gears a little bit here.
Behold my stuff.
Yamaha REX50. I got this in Saturday or Sunday. It's an old multi-effect. It can only load one thing at a time. It has stereo I/O at least, no digital I/O. This is essentially the SPX90 without a few effects, but with a distortion added. It's more for guitarists, I think. The distortion sounds really bad. I'll just start with that. Yeah, for MIDI, it doesn't do much, just patch changes. No parameter changes over MIDI, I don't think. It doesn't tempo sync, which is kind of annoying. It does sound pretty decent, and it's easy to control. So tap memory, then you can pick a preset and then press recall and it loads. And that's exactly like what I remember the SPX90 being like. You heard the early reflections on the drum machine preset before. I wish there was a dial to go through the presets and the parameters rather than these up and down arrows. That's really annoying. But I'm just going to hook this up, and then we will, I'll just play the Poly D through this, I guess. So I got this because matched the Yamaha RX17. No, because I had a few dollars to burn, I guess. It was $100 with free shipping. I feel like I'll get some use out of that. Let me just... Okay, and I'll unbypass this effect. And I'll turn off the 100% wet. It's not that bad, is it? Let me just put on like relimit or something, just to like increase the level. White 2A. I've got this just looped through hardware, out 3 and 4, in 3, 4, latency compensated, blah, blah, blah. So this is preset 1, Rev 1 Hall, and we'll go to preset 2. This is Rev 2 Room. But yeah, I should also mention that using a rebank file, what's the word? Recontrol, with recontrol MIDI. I don't have it connected right now, but I did make a bank file for this, so I could go through the different presets and trigger those presets from within Reaper. I just don't have enough MIDI cables to actually permanently set that up. Vocal. Plate. There's a bit of like a metallic resonance on there. Sort of like this dissonant thing. Early Reflections 1, I like this one a lot, actually. It just adds like this subtle space to everything I really like. This is one of my favorite presets on it. The most useful, this camera is slowly moving. This is just like the most useful. I could use this on pretty much any sound. And so that's one of the things that went into the drum sampler. I want to show you one of the pitch things. There's a couple different pitch change presets. So this is adding just like a bit of comb filtering because the pitch hasn't changed, but let's do 7. Let's change the delay time. Increase that 138 milliseconds, and we'll increase the feedback. It's pretty weird, right? That's a fun one. So A is a single pitch shift. B is a dual pitch shift, which starts just -8 on the left and +8 on the right, I think. Just cents. I'll turn off the chorus. It's slightly different than the actual chorus algorithms here. You can change the pitch and the delay of left and right sides. Nothing really different here other than no feedback on that one. The other thing that people tend to like is this symphonic preset. It's just sort of a modulated thing. I'll do it 100% wet. And bypassed. Come on, camera. Original sound. A lot of people like that sound. I don't think it's that interesting compared to like the chorus. Or the stereo flange. The echo's not too bad for adding like darker delays, but setting the delay time is such a pain. So you have to set the left channel and the right channel separate, and you have to go by 1/10 of a millisecond increments, and then set the feedback for left and right separately as well. You can adjust the high frequencies, but that's about it. There is a regular delay. 100 left, 200 right, no feedback. So I'm probably not going to use the delay effects at all. I would be fine with just leaving this on the early reflection 1 preset for the rest of its life. It's destroying you in headphones. Turn them down. Oh yes, disgusting. It's a little weird going down an octave. But this stepped pitch shifter is kind of interesting, isn't it? Over MIDI, you can choose the bass note for the pitch shift, like send a MIDI note into it, but I haven't tried that yet. You can kind of hear those 12-bit effects in action there. Pretty fun. Make some IRs with this thing? Yeah. There's like 3 good reverbs in it. And then you can tweak some things, but I don't know if you can. I don't think you can make a pitch shifted impulse response. Here's the distortion. Distortion plus hall reverb. It's a pretty bad sounding distortion. IR can do frequency I'm pretty sure it can't do pitch shifting. It can do frequency response and decay time. It can't do distortion, and it can't do pitch. 90% sure about that. So for $100, I think the like 3 good presets, pretty solid. I'm going to use this a lot more than my Zoom pedals that I wanted so badly. I got to figure out where I'm going to put it in the rack. I don't have room for it right now. You saw it was just sitting on top of my Korg, which means I'm not playing my Korg. I got to put it like down here somewhere. Oh yeah, I've got the Ventris. I did have it connected, but I haven't used it much. Need a new audio interface to get all that stuff connected. It looks like an answering machine with 22 messages on it. It absolutely looks like an answering machine. I think that's a huge appeal of it, that it doesn't look like rack gear, and it doesn't look like a guitar pedal. It's a weird one for sure. I think they made the plastic case as like a cost saving thing, but like the form factor is so weird. And without the parameter knob, it's not something you want to tweak. Kind of weird thing. Very 80s design, cheap plastic. I would say it's the good kind of plastic. Nothing has chipped off of it at any point. Go forth and play with Noctua? Yeah, I would like to. I think there's some great sounds. Venus Theory had a really excellent stream last week or earlier this week. I've been watching it in like half-hour chunks. Oh, he was also on Andrew Masters' channel with his what do you call it? Studio setup tour videos. No, streams. This one, Killer Swedish Robots one. This is a really good stream. He makes, I think, 3 or 4 pieces of music along to the game Generation Zero. Super good stream. I would recommend that. I think I'm gonna have to buy that game as well. So yeah, check out his channel. He's doing lots of cool stuff, as always. Know any extensions for MIDI LFO things, built-in stuff? There is the built-in stuff, parameter modulation. Automation items can have LFOs. What else has LFOs? RIA Rack 2 LFO. And the Expert Sleepers stuff has an LFO, but I think this is technically to go out to hardware. Yeah, you can do an LFO and send it out to different MIDI CCs with ReRack. Thank you so much for joining me for this stream today. I had a really good time. Hope you did too. So yeah, join the Discord. Check out the Reaper blog for more videos. I'll see you next week for the final stream of the year. I don't 100% know for sure what we're doing next week. I was thinking best of the year kind of recap. It's going to be a slightly longer stream. We'll probably go until 1 p.m. instead of only 11. That's it for today. I got meetings, so I can't stay any longer. Give the video a thumbs up. See you later.